Welcome to the Bold Analysis. I am starting this podcast with the very good news. We were fundraising for the surgery of Mzee Ruben Imela. The information I'm just getting now, now it's 11 p.m. Yes, is that the surgery was done and it was successful. So part of what we had collected, we had sent, but I'm also planning to make a way directly myself to go to Mukumu Hospital on Friday, on Tuesday next week. And after that, I will give you full report. And I was waiting really for that. We thank God that has been done, of course. Yeah, may God really bless you. The surgery is successful. I've spoken with the wife. Ladies and gentlemen, I am eagerly waiting for the day the truthful man, Rigathi Gachagua, will comment about, and someone close to him should tell him that we are waiting. We, as people who are also association of the truthful man, waiting for his comment on KEMSA scandal and the contraband, the condemned sugar scandal, that the sugar that went missing in Thika. Because Riggy told this country that his work is to protect the president and ensure that he's not a disturbed man, or rather he runs government without interference. And I believe that such corruption scandals are also against the big dream of William Ruto. So I just realized today, I've been trying to follow up and I wanted to see a bit of reaction. So I made one observation. Today, the president, Rigathi Gachagua, did not attend the Murang'a burial and opted for another event that was happening in Nyeri, some graduation ceremony. And in the Murang'a event, this scandal was largely mentioned. But Rigathi Gachagua, while speaking at the other end, did not make a comment about it. Uhuru Kenyatta, William Ruto has made a comment. Musalia Mudavadi has commented, and in this podcast we are going to look at both what all the other leaders are saying. But the truthful man is quiet. Someone tell him we are waiting for him to condemn. If UDA administration and President Ruto, this is direct, this is a very clear one from me. If you want to fight corruption, then you must just shun the poetic talk, so that what you say really is put into action. And on corruption, go up bottom. Don't go bottom up. Let it start from the top. But this is what President said in Murang'a.
Sitakuwa wa kuongea mambo mingi, lakini mimi nataka niwaambie I will take personal responsibility on the accountability of resources of the people of Kenya. Ile pesa yenu, ushuru ya wananchi wa Kenya, pesa wananchi wa Kenya wametoa kwa jasho yao. Hakuna mtu ataiba. Hawawezi. Na mtu akijaribu atakutana na mimi, kwa sababu sina kazi nyingine. Ile kazi nilipatiwa na ile fimbo nilipatiwa pale ni kunyorosha watu ambao wanataka kukuepa na pesa ya wananchi. And therefore, nimeshawaambia kila mtu, marafiki zangu nimewaambia, wale sio marafiki zangu nimewaambia, ya kwamba tuendelee na urafiki, tuendelee na mambo ingine, lakini pesa ya wananchi, hapana. Hiyo ni pesa ya wananchi wa taifa letu la Kenya, na tutachunga.
William Ruto, I think should get something. Don't rely on these investigations. I don't fancy the narrative of we are conducting investigation, because it is just an avenue of suppressing the story. And the president must understand that the person who is being sent to investigate is also a friend of the person who is being investigated. You need to equip yourself with these facts. Huh? For example, if you look at the Thika sugar story, if the sugar consignment left Mombasa Port. A multi-agency team was there, both from the DCI and the KEMS. When they were received in Thika, both the multi-agency team were there. Then all of a sudden, the sugar goes missing, but only one person then realizes that is KEMS. So, it's between, it's the writing is in the wall. You just need to be a little bit meticulous, then you come up with it. Now, the security boss will tell you, just, some of these things should not, if you want to get really to the truth, then the fired PS is your friend. Call the PS and ask the PS who told you to write a letter, the person who told the PS to write a letter for modification of the mosquito net tender. And it is that modification in which someone attempted to hijack the process. The PS will just tell you on phone who was the powerful politician who called him, I believe. Who called her, I believe. If you want to know what happened with the contraband, which probably you know very well, you just need to get the leaders, security bosses around here, around KEMSA. Ask them what happened. They know. They will tell you. Now, and I believe you need to start with the big fish. The KEMSA was linked by a powerful figure. Thika has also been linked by a powerful CS and a member of parliament from the region. Now, from Mount Kenya, these are the CS, the cabinet secretaries from the region: Moses Kuria, industrialization, Kiambu; Alice Wahome, water and sanitation, Murang'a, Kandara; Njuguna Ndung'u is from the same constituency, treasury; and Kithure Kindiki, internal security. So from that list, the media was narrowing down. I think that was the star was trying to narrow down to some CS. You can make your own guess and think about it. Now, if you want to know that this matter is deeper than how it is being handled, and it has a lot of stakes into it, you will get a bet that angle from Betty Maina, the Murang'a women rep.
Ulisimama ukaambia PS moja na watu wa KEMSA wasimame kazi. Mimi na kuomba rais, ukiona wengine wanaiba mali ya umma, unawaambia waondoke, tunakupea Wakenya wengine ambao si corrupt. Na mimi ni kuomba kwa heshima rais, in your government you have no special ministries for the corrupt and the underperforming. Watu wakiiba kwa serikali, hatuna wakati wa rishafo, unatuma nyumbani, tunakuletea Wakenya wengine wafanye kazi. Na ukifuta mtu, hata kama ni Mkikuyu, sisi kama jamii wa Kikuyu hatutasema umefuta mmoja wetu. Sisi hatujakutumia wezi, tumekutumia watu wafanye kazi. Tunakupenda sana, we'll continue supporting you. Hata hii mambo ya finance bill wewe tulia, tutaangalia tu na tutakuweka mahali unafaa.
What the youthful MP is saying there is what William Ruto needs to, and maybe even William Ruto sent her to say it, or rather to speak about it, is that the graft scandals are thriving in a perception or in a narrative that this is our government, we worked hard for it, we have it, we are entitled to it. The shareholding story. That's what's happening. And that's why he's saying that should not take the political immunity, the community immunity, as when you got with it. Now, the fellows who've been very vocal in lecturing Raila Odinga that mass action is affecting our economy, and it is indeed true because of disruptions, we are waiting for them to come and also explain to us how they are silent about graft, about corruption, and just explain to us how does corruption help the plan to succeed. That's it. You need to be very, today I've been speaking about principle. That's the truth. The same group should now come and tell us, what about now corruption? Is that also helping? And I got, the reason why this is also a matter, I know someone might ask me, so Kevin, why do you want them to comment? We are waiting for the leader of majority in the National Assembly. These are people that have been William Ruto spokespeople. We're waiting for Rigathi Disappears, the deputy president, someone who really supports President fully. And by the way, you can doubt everything about Rigathi, but his loyalty to President William Ruto is on another level. And then, listen to Musalia weighing out on this.
Rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya juzi alisema kwamba yeye anataka serikali yake iwe tofauti. Wale walijaribu kuleta ujanja katika KEMSA, amefyatua risasi, amewang'oa. Kuna wengine hawajali maisha ya Wakenya, wanapitisha kwa njia isiyofaa sukari ambayo haitakikani, tena amefyatua risasi. Yeye anataka Wakenya wahudumiwe kwa njia ya haki, na hapo ndio sisi tunataka tulenge kama Wakenya.
If a wish would be a command, I wish that my wish would be William Ruto's command. I know it's not possible. But this is it. This is the first, not the first, but these two are first graft cases that have come out largely and has been amplified in public. And political observers were looking at how president is going to maneuver with these cases, given that largely those who are involved are people himself he appointed in government just the other day, and their key shareholders. So, yes, there is a comparison of Uhuru Kenyatta would fire people immediately you are charged. But here is a situation where, according to William Ruto's style, so long as you are linked, you'll be fired. A style that I still insist, I fully support. There is no way of dilly-dallying with people around. But this is what Ruto must do to hold grip of corruption. If he means, and he really means well for this and fighting it, it's not about the tough talk. There's some 4 things he must accept and look at. Number 1, you must audit, you must appreciate that in the past, we dropped corruption cases. High-profile cases were dropped under the guise of them being politically triggered. So, you know, that was allegedly used, that was a rider that was used against Uhuru Kenyatta by then, and people really benefited from it. Some of those cases, the majority of them were actually suppressed under the guise of no evidence, and they really dragged in court. You promised some judiciary additional fund, financial autonomy, same with the NPS. What you need to do here is, investigations should not last forever. I agree with health CS. It is a matter of priority that some of these corruption cases must be investigated very fast within some time frame so that they can be processed. I'm looking at these investigations being done very fast because there is this statement, and for the journalists that are watching this video, I know you'll agree with me. When a story like this is going on and you just hear of investigation has started, I'm telling you, it's the most difficult story to do because you will not get a source. No one will want to comment about that thing. You will always be told it's under investigation. It's under investigation. And you can't. It's very difficult. So the investigation story is normally used to suppress and make sure things normalize. Then after some time, after some 2 years or so, the person is relieved of those charges. So investigations should not last forever. The more you expedite these cases, you will also help to get something, recover what is lost faster. When you expedite within, I don't know why corruption cases should drag. Like, for example, the contraband sugar, why should that even take us 3 months? That should be like 1 month. We are done in Reno. This is what has happened. This is where there's the sugar. Maybe it was sold. If government lost money, we must look at corruption in terms of How much have we lost? We lost 370 in the mosquito net because the tender then had to be taken back. The Bill Gates had to take, the Global Fund had to take that tendering process back to their online portal. And if it was to be done here by KEMSA, KEMSA was going to scoop around 370 million. So we lost money. So we need to look at it that way. There is a bill in Parliament that is seeking those who are organizing protests to be responsible when things are destroyed. We must also take that. In fact, when we go to that bipartisan committee, we should have that. Number two, you have the Parliament. You have the Parliament under your arms. Rush to Parliament and review anti-corruption acts and laws that are there. Those are some of the loose ends. There are quite a number. I'm not an expert in that, but if you sit down with the AG, you review, and if it is loose, at least tighten it a bit. Tighten it a bit. And for me, you need to also to go and look at chapter 6. In fact, if you want to finish this thing, just go to chapter 6. These politicians, no one linked into it, does not seek another elective office. All these people that are stealing the resources that belong to Kenyans are actually stealing, and most of them are going to inject it into a political mobilization process. So you need to go. In fact, Ruto should go after chapter 6. Go back to Parliament and look at chapter 6. If you deal with these people on chapter 6, if you mean, now the challenge here, or this is the point, these people are your friends. You just need to call them and sit down with them so that you sit down and act. Because otherwise, hii itakuramba. Hii itakuramba if you entertain the politics. I'm coming back with the next. Thank you very much for watching. And glad that Mzee, the operation was done successfully today, this Friday. I know we've been praying, trying. I've just reached the family, spoken with the family. It has been done. There is a bit of what we had sent for it. And on Tuesday, we'll give full report. Na tunashukuru Mungu sana that God have answered your prayer. I've always prayed that every fundraiser I do, it should be a success. And mgonjwa apone, eti unafanya, then it turns different. And this is really good news for the Bold Charity Network. Thank you.